All right, Bonte, I want to start right here. Giants-Dodgers. All right. Obviously, the Dodgers, everyone, they're not dead. They're not done. They've got 2 Hall of Fame players. They're going to make moves. It is a transition year for them. I don't believe them to be as deep or as talented across the board as they've been in years past. They've lost a lot of talent. They don't have much pitching. Their best guy, Walker Buehler, who if you were just putting guys on the open market in terms of talent, he's right there with Mookie Betts. In terms of everyone in the league would want him. So just put them to the side for a second. Luis Matos. I'm not saying this flippantly, and I'm not saying this as some sort of a hot take. I'm just taking a deep breath, and I'm saying to myself, this feels early on like one of the best prospects. Now, a prospect and a player are 2 different things, all right? What you develop into, I don't know. But in terms of raw prospects, it feels like they've got a guy who's got more tools than anyone since Buster Posey. Now, if I were looking at Buster Posey as a prospect, smartest brain on the planet, great hitter, plus power behind the plate in terms of the positional power, obviously the contact. Can't run, but the arm and the glove are elite. I mean, he was a toolsy type of a player. Everyone would want him in the league. Matos in the outfield, plus speed, plus range. The ability to hit the cut, has a plus arm, glides out there. I mean, he tracks a fly ball, just gliding. He made 2 plays at the wall that were like, wow, this guy's got it. And then at the plate, he conducts his at-bat like he's a 5-year veteran, hitting breaking balls on 3-2 counts down the line, driving the ball. Now, I don't know if his power is going to translate from the minor league to the majors. We'll see. We'll see about that. Bonte, he's as toolsy as a prospect as they've had in what feels like 25 years.
Well, again, I like the fact that he doesn't look overwhelmed. This guy got called up, and right away they batted him second. I love that. If this guy's a prospect and you believe he's going to be on your big league club for the foreseeable future, then forget the pressure. Go ahead and bat first. Go ahead and bat second. Bat third. And if you can't handle that pressure, then you don't belong in the major leagues. It's just that simple. You see him batting them 5th, 6th, 2nd. And I like that.
Me too.
He walked into Dodger Stadium and the swagger. You know, I'm looking for the swagger at first with that number 29. The jersey's a little loose. He's getting down and dirty. He's got a nice smile. He's got a calmness in the box. I like everything about the kid. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar.
No.
I'm not saying he's going to be here for 15 years. But you know what? He ain't seeing Sacramento anytime soon with the way he's playing. The glove, the way he's playing, and the veterans wrapping their arms around him. You already see Thairo Estrada. This is why Wilber Flores. You know, I know there's been a lot of rhetoric about Wilber Flores. You know, you don't need him.
2-run home run Friday night.
You know what, though? And it looked like he was about to go on the IL for a month. That same at bat. You know what I'm saying? The guy, and I mean, wow, the guy hits a 2-run bomb, and you're like, wait a minute, they're down 4-0. Wait, they won that game on Friday? That set the tone for a series. So now you're rattling and winning games. But my point about Thairo Estrada, keep a guy like Wilber Flores around him. Because a guy like Wilber coming from a background like a Thairo Estrada, you teach him the way to be a professional. That's what it's about. So I don't know if they're going to win a World Series. I don't know if they're going to win a division. But for Casey Schmidt, Brendan Crawford's very important.
I agree.
Right? Patrick Bailey, okay, you got a Gabe Kapler there, but Patrick Bailey carries himself like a veteran. I'm not sure if he needs anybody. He's already there.
He's wise beyond his years.
Exactly. But for Thairo Estrada, Luis Matos, keep a guy like Estrada and Wilmer Flores around him, wrap their arms around him, so when he does slump, hey, we're here for you, kid. We've been here before. This is what the show is about. This is how you be a pro. This is how you conduct yourself. So I think the Giants had the perfect mix of veterans and youngsters here, and now you're starting to see the vibe.
I know.
Now you're starting to see the vibe, and they've won 7 in a row.
I want to get to Logan Webb in a second because he's been outstanding, but I want to stick on Matos here for a second. You brought up the vibe. How about the defense? When you put Conforto in left, Matos in center field, and then Yaz in right field.
I like that defense.
That's like their best defense in 25 or 30 years. No, I'm serious. Like outfield defense, all those guys got range. Conforto's arm's decent. Obviously, Yaz, I think, has the best arm on the team right now, as of right now. And Matos has a plus arm. He hit the cutoff 3 times this weekend. I'm like, all right, here we go. Now we're doing things. So I just look at defense, and I go, their defense from just a year ago is way better. Estrada's better. J.D. Davis is better. Dare I say Lamont Wade Jr. is an upgrade over Brandon Belt in terms of mobility at first base?
Lamont Wade
no one wants to have that conversation.
No, we don't need to. Just let Lamont Wade Jr. grow at first base. He is cooking. He's cooking at the plate. He's cooking it in the field. Lamont Wade Jr. is having one hell of a summer. Oh, my gosh. I can't get enough of late night Lamont. I really can't. But before we get to Logan Webb, we talk about the weekend down at Dodger Stadium, and it starts off for Friday night, and you're thinking, damn,
what a
they're getting
game.
smoked 4-0.
Getting no
you know
hit.
what I'm saying? You get no hit, no life in the stand. I mean, you're just getting smoked. The Dodgers are outclassing these guys, and I could already see the tweets. I could already see the text. Boy, we're just not in Dodgers class. We're not this and that. Let's just wait it out for a second. And then Flores gets a 2-run home run in the 7th inning. Now, the Dodgers bullpen's a mess. Worst bullpen in June. They are a joke. They are a tear. They've been tear sneak. That's been their weak spot over the last 5 years. Let's just be honest. That's been their weakness.
I agree.
They haven't fixed that. And then to win that game, and rally behind Camilo Duvall, my
after
guy,
you
blows the
dropped
save.
a ball, a pop fly in the infield. It's a tough
that's a
play.
crazy play.
And then Schmidt throws it down the line, and you get into a rundown.
But Yaz making a heads-up play and walking that ball back to the infield. That was heads-up play by Yastrzemski.
And honestly, that's one of the few times that Mookie Betts has made a gaffe. Like, he should not have gone second to third there.
Yep, no
he
doubt.
He kind of screwed up that whole play.
No doubt. But you win that game on Friday. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, what's the more impressive win? Is it Friday night? Is it the 15-0 slaughter on Saturday?
I've never seen anything like that.
Or was it yesterday when the Giants went into Dodger Stadium on a Sunday and said, we're going to sweep you boys?
You know what
no
the
problem.
The 15-0 loss reminded me of?
What's that?
When they paraded all over them at the end of the year, that one year when
the
they won
last game for Hunter Pence when he went on a scooter around, and I didn't like that, but they got beat, what,
But didn't that
18-0?
remind you of that? Like, I can't remember us getting the best of the Dodgers in that way. I remember them doing it. I remember they did it to Solomon Torres, final day of the year, 1993. They did it when the final Hunter Pence game, even though he came back.
What about when they jumped into the swimming pool in Arizona? Remember that one? That was the worst home shutout loss in Dodgers history.
That's crazy.
Is that wild?
It's crazy.
15-0.
And Friday night could have easily gone in like 4 or 5 directions. Mookie Betts made a diving play to his left to preserve the no-hitter. And that's the other thing. Like, and I know it's a guy's first start. If you've ever been in the other dugout when someone is dealing, I don't care if it's a 1-hitter, a 2-hitter, a no-hitter. The second you take that guy out, even if you're bringing in Christy Mathewson out of the bullpen, you know what the entire dugout says, Monte? Thank God we get to see someone different. And once they went to the bullpen, I was like, we're winning this one. Classic Dave Roberts and the spreadsheets overthinking it.
Takes me back to the National Giants when they took out Zimmerman. It's like, why?
Dusty.
Why? Dusty, poor Dusty.
I mean, it was Dusty.
Was that Dusty?
I think it was Dusty. Or maybe Matt Williams. It was Matt Williams.
Matt Williams.
I knew it was a Giants connection.
Don't put that on. I forgot Matt Williams.
And then I believe it was Posey. Either Posey was the runner or Pablo was the runner. The other guy was the hitter, and they hit a line. It was 2-1, and he hit a ball down the line, and they scored in the ninth. And that was the 18-inning game.
That was a great that night.
I watched that in Reno during a wedding.
Wow. I was doing a podcast, and I was at that other station all day long. My boy Cody Pasby ran the board for that game, all 18 innings.
Wow.
My boy Big Cody. But no, the 15-0 win. That was the largest margin of victory over the Dodgers for the Giants since a 19-3 win back on September 14th of 2013. 2013, first sweep down at Dodger Stadium since 2012.
I don't even remember
So
that
it feels like watching the Dodgers, they're not in first place anymore. They're not even in second place. The Giants took that over.
They're not dead, though.
They're not dead at all. They're going to make moves.
I agree.
But this feels like maybe that last little hurrah for this core for the Dodgers. Losing Trey Turner's huge for them. I mean, they just let him walk. And he's not having a great season, but you put him in that lineup, I guarantee you he's batting over 300.
Well, Bunty, let's look at what the Dodgers have done here. Like, they let Justin Turner go. Makes sense. He's older. They let Corey Seager go a couple years ago. They let Trey Turner go. They've allowed. They had Machado. Remember, they got him for a rental. They let him go. He goes to a division rival. They've lost a lot of talent. They lost Jansen. Jansen's kind of rejuvenated himself, you know. And I look at their team and I say to myself, like, you can't lose that much talent over a 3-year period and expect to be better.
No, you can't.
No one wants to talk about this.
And Walker Buehler out.
No one wants to talk about this. The Trevor Bauer signing. Like, I know Trevor Bauer's a horrible person, but as a baseball player, he was very good.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be someone that was supposed to put Kershaw in the 3-hole. They were supposed to go Walker Buehler, Bauer, Kershaw.
It ain't Urias.
Or Urias, exactly. But, like, That's a big loss.
Huge.
In terms of baseball. He's a bad human being.
He is.
But they marked out a lot of money for him, and a lot of teams lined up to get Trevor Bauer. So some things have happened to the Dodgers
Gavin
here.
Lux, somebody on the text
Gavin
line
Lux
here.
is a
Gavin
great
Lux is
call.
a huge
Totally
injury.
forgot about that.
480. Gavin Lux was legit.
That's a good call.
Comcast Business Text Line. We say good morning to
Good
them.
call.
We say good morning to Twitch. Good morning to YouTube. Man, I'm liking the vibe with the Giants right now. We'll get into whether or not they need to move.
Does he remind you, and I'm not saying that he is this guy, because we're talking about Hall of Famer, but in terms of like the skill set, doesn't he kind of have like the Andrew Jones, the Mookie Betts skill set? I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I am a great defender. I put bat on ball. I can run. Like, I can do a little bit of everything.
I want to see a little more from him.
Okay.
I want to see a little more from him. The calmness kind of reminds me of Bobby Abreu for some reason.
That's an interesting
weird.
Call. Wow,
it's
I haven't
so
heard
weird
Bobby Abreu forever.
From the left side. Just I don't know, man. He's got the
batter
smile.
eye is there.
You know, the batter eye is there. But Logan Webb gets the win yesterday.